You know, this is really crazy, fam. The feds pretty much trashed Diddy's homes. And you know, when you have search warrants, that means that you have strong evidence, or at least a strong case. So to see what take place here, they got him. They got him. And there's no escaping this. They completely ransacked his homes. That's probably why in that video where you saw him walking back and forth, pacing back and forth, he most likely from his phone, you know he got a phone and he's able to have cameras in the house, and he probably was looking and seeing them. I mean, why would you be a mega mogul and not have surveillance in your house? So he most likely was able to look on his phone and see what was taking place and know they got the computers, the laptops, they got everything, man. So as far as I'm concerned, man, P. Diddy is in some hot steaming water right now. Believe it or not, fam. But we'll be back with more commentary after the intro. Let's go.
Yo, nigga, about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Yo, nigga, about that paper. Yo, nigga, about that paper. Yo, nigga, about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Yeah. True man, I'm free. I wake up a new episode. I pop out clean and skip up a level though. She talk to me like I'm not me. I get it though. Yeah. I'm so eclectic, on me to the credits roll. Talk down to me, they might have to send medical. I'm out the league, I'm OD, they pathetic though. Look how I move, I'm protected. Shawty so swoon in my presence. The world going through it outside, they unruly, but I keep it cool, they can't press me. I keep it pure with intention. They see what I'm on, ain't no vixen. I might slide through with that top down. I keep it tuned with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid, I don't see a thing about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Yo, nigga, about that paper. Yo, nigga, about that paper. Yo, nigga, about that paper. Hop on that jet, had to switch to the coast. One of a kind, I've been playing that role. They pay me to play me, I needed it for. It's real if I said I meant what I spoke. I'm legend, it's written, I shake up the city's been blocked till I'm dizzy, won't ever go broke. I'm chose, I must like to wear that top down. I keep in tune with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid. I don't see a thing about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Yo, nigga, about that paper. Yo, nigga, about that paper. Yo, nigga, about that paper. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Big bag, but I fix the sky, no stress. Can't ground me, I know this since when I had less. Look at how far we progress. Fluid, I don't see a threat.
Okay, so we're back. The feds trashed P. Diddy's homes. They're after him. There's a lot of problems here. When Homeland Security comes to your house and ransack the place in search of something, it's because they have probable cause. They know that something's there. And based on everything that we're getting at the news desk, they confiscated his electronics. So you know what that means. It's over. How many of you own computers? How would you feel if somebody had access to your computer? And they could kind of look through your history, look at your downloads, look at what you search for, you know, that kind of stuff, your emails, things you send out, things you receive. Think about that. They were able to take his materials. So because of that, P. Diddy is in a lot of trouble. But even more sad is they ransacked this man's house. Let's look at some of that tape so that we can find out what's going on here, man. Let's look at this real quick. This is his house. And I mean, they searching all over the place. I mean, behind the TV. Like, what exactly are they looking for, man? But then again, he probably could have a safe behind the TV. Something in the wall, or perhaps videotapes or whatever. So when we saw P. Diddy pacing back and forth, that was because he was nervous. He was nervous, you know? They went through everything. Went through the office, went through the cabinets. And see, this is what happens when they have search warrants. Like, they don't really care. They just roll up in there and just mess the place up. And now who's going to clean up this mess? Like, who's cleaning this up? You know? They even went in a safe. Check that out. How they got access to the safe, y'all? Are we talking about Homeland Security now? So, I mean, they have codes that can bypass your safe when you really think about it. They got the technology, the tools, and everything that they could literally walk in there, put something in front of your so-called safe, and before you know it, they got access. They know special codes that could get in all of this stuff. This is why having a safe sometimes isn't safe, because come on now. You really think you could put something in a safe and the feds in them is not going to be able to get in there? They're going to get in that safe. You know? They went through everybody's bags. You know, they ransacked the place. You know? It's crazy. Now, I don't know whose room is this. I don't understand. First of all, I don't know who room is this, and your clothes and your shoes is just all over the place. I mean, for people that are multi-millionaires and whatnot, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm trying not to judge, but it's very hard to look at this and think that could this be the millionaire mansions? Like, this is how it looked? Nah. I mean, stuff is just all over the place, man. Whatever they were searching for, they already got it. So in the upcoming days, we can definitely believe that we're going to have evidence. Like, they're going to literally come out and say, we have raw footage. I don't know what in the world Diddy did, but Diddy did something to somebody. Because when the Cassie situation happened, yeah, there was a lot of controversy about him. But this, how come this didn't happen when the Cassie situation dropped? How come we didn't see this? Something happened. They got tipped off that Diddy was definitely involved in something. And they decided, look, we're going to get that warrant and we're going to go head on down to his properties. Do what we got to do. They went through closets, everything. That could be possibly one of the sons or whatever closets or whatever the case is. But they just ransacked the place, man. The bathroom all messy. You see a bonnet on the floor. You got some other safes right there. I don't know, man. Notice they got in the safes. Those are safes right there on the floor. Small safes. They got into them. Diddy is done, y'all. We seen that the end of Diddy is already here. He's done. For Homeland Security to get into your mansions with a warrant, that means that they have enough evidence to believe that there's something in your house. Diddy did not see this coming. Diddy did not see this coming, y'all. That's why he was pacing back and forth, because it's like, what in the world's going on, man? Like, how did this even happen? How come nobody informed me that this was going to happen? That's what's going on here. And when they ransack your house, they don't care, man. They don't care about who you are or whatever the case is. You know, look at, they destroyed the shoe boxes. That's most likely Container Store shoe boxes. You know, every shoe collector, we would know that. But they just threw them things down like it was trash. Another safe, y'all. Look at that. Another safe. How they get access to these safes, y'all? Come on now. How they get access to this? I mean, did they tell the sons, hey, open the safes? No. Because the first thing they do when there's a search warrant and the feds come to your house, they bring you outside. They don't give you opportunity to touch nothing, because it's surprise, guys, we're here. And it's like when they show up, you could be in the middle of doing something you ain't have no business doing, and it'll bring more charges. I mean, yeah, you in your home, but if it's something illegal, man, you in trouble, man. So they went to the safes. They wanted what was in these safes, man. Now, we know they brought the sons out. We saw them in handcuffs. I think I got some footage of that. We'll look at that shortly. But, this must be P. Diddy's area, because you see the awards and so forth. I mean, I would expect him to have his awards in a better place, but I guess he don't really care about them. This is crazy, man. You see the air duct right there. I mean, that place got some good air. That's large air ducts right there. So let's see, this little storage room area. Oh, that's the let me go back. It looked like a boiler room. Let me see. Thought I saw like a, let me see. I can't really see it. Looked like it is though. Another office area. Another safe, yo. Another safe. Dag, man. And everything in the safe is out. Yo, they probably took whatever was in the safe, y'all. Diddy is done, yo. How many years he gonna get? Something's gonna happen, man. At this point, one thing I'm seeing in this particular video here is he has a lot of safes in that house, but it wasn't safe. To me, when you are wealthy and rich and you have a safe, I think that your safe shouldn't even be in your house. I think you need to have some sort of residence somewhere else, or perhaps you can use, they have banks where you can have like, but then again, if it was in a bank, they'll be able to get access to that too. So that wouldn't even be smart. But I wouldn't put them in my house, man. Where I rest my head at, I wouldn't. I would have a secret location that nobody don't know. That house is under some sort of protection. You don't even know where it is. It's not even listed. And that is where I would keep, very important things that, not saying illegal things. I'm just saying, because it's so easy for the feds to just get these warrants and just walk into your house and trash it. I mean, think about that. If you're suspected of some sort of crime, or if they feel that there's good evidence that you might be involved in something, any one of you can get hit with a warrant, and before you know it, the feds kicking down your door, and you'll be looking around like, what in the world? Like, what in the world's going on? I ain't even do nothing, man. And they ransacking your house, and they don't care. They'll break up your stuff. They'll smash down the desk. Man, imagine you have a studio and you have everything all nice and neat. They ransack that whole place. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars destroyed of equipment, and they don't care. So let me look at this tape right here. Let me see this right here. Let's check this out.
And for more on this investigation, let's bring in former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker. Chris, great to have you on the show. I mean, the big headline there is kind of what we want to get into you with, because it is now been confirmed this is a sex trafficking case, but Sean Combs is not the target. Boy, he sure looks like the target, though, Chris. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, apparently HSI is leaking out a lot of information, and you're right. It looks like there's a very significant sex trafficking, human trafficking investigation underway, and it looks like it's coming out of the HSI Division of International Organized Crime, or something along those lines. So it looks pretty significant. Got 2 major search warrants, a lot of process around those search warrants, a lot of kitted out tactical people raiding those 2 locations. So it looks like a lot of drama around all this. And you know there's enough probable cause, because you don't get search warrants without strong probable cause.
You see that? You don't get search warrants without strong probable cause. You know? Come on now.
That there is at least a human trafficking, sex trafficking ring at work here.
And explain that to us, if you would, Chris, because I know we have talked about, Jonathan just talked about the fact that there have been a number of lawsuits brought against Sean Combs, women alleging that he drugged them, and et cetera, and so on. My questioning, where does the trafficking come in there? What is it that we need to constitute human trafficking, sex trafficking, et cetera?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it looks like some of these lawsuits are sort of personal lawsuits, sexual assaults, sort of one-off. So to make human trafficking, or make a human trafficking violation under federal law, you have to be taking women against their will and forcing them to commit sexual acts. Query whether there are underage women involved in this investigation. That would make it even more serious if underage women or men are being forced to commit sexual acts, crossing state lines, crossing international boundaries. And also, question mark is, what does this tie into an organized crime group, a human trafficking organization? And I can tell you, the federal agencies don't like to get involved in one-off type cases. Neither the FBI or HSI will engage in small one-off, 1 or 2, prostitution rings and that sort of thing. If they're working this case, there are every indications that this is a serious, significant human trafficking ring here.
Yep. Yeah, and I just want to kind of go one further with you on that, because here is former federal prosecutor Andrew Cherkasky, what he had to say about this.
You know, one of my initial thoughts when all of this stuff first happened, right? And I'm talking about like when everybody went on social media and started going live about this whole Diddy thing, with his house being raided. I saw it as a distraction. I saw it as something that the powers that be wanted to get everybody's attention and everybody's mind looking that way, while something else was taking place. Because a lot of things were taking place in the world, and everybody's mind was focused on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting how the whole world on social media was like just Diddy. And yet a lot of other things was taking place. And Diddy is not even home. He's still in the Caribbean somewhere, hiding out. And we haven't heard anything from that yet. So it's like, if you guys are looking for Diddy, and what's the holdup? Like, y'all making this big scene of going to his properties to ransack them, but y'all can't get him? You know? I mean, obviously he has a private jet, so they claim they know where it is. How come they just can't get him and bring him in for questioning and go to the source? I mean, is it Diddy they're looking for? What's really going on? Where's the evidence so that the public can see? Because it seemed like some sort of conspiracy where they're just trying to make an example out of him. Now, we know Diddy is dirty. We know that already. We know he's dirty. But when Homeland Security come ransack your house, come on now. If there's some sort of SCX trafficking ring, then there should be other people involved. I mean, surely Diddy cannot do this by himself, right? So there got to be more people involved. What about those names? And who exactly is being held against their will? I mean, I think it would be pretty dumb for Diddy to have women or anyone inside of the mansion or whatever the case is against their will, knowing he's under public scrutiny. I mean, that would be crazy. So when I first initially seen this type of stuff, I was like, this is a distraction. And a lot of times when we hear people say distractions, you have to understand distractions are put out there so that the powers that be can do their dirt, right? And while doing their dirt, they are plotting and planning. Our mind is focused on one thing, but they're plotting and planning whatever it is that they're doing. You understand? Case in point, last night I was streaming, and not about the Diddy situation, but I was streaming about another topic. And somebody came into my live chat and it was like, hey, you know, some bridge collapsed, right? And what they're saying is that a cargo ship or whatever the case is took down the bridge. Well, how do you know that's true? How do you know that? How do you know that that story is true? Could have been something else. It could have been staged to make it look like that's what happened, but really, it could have been the powers that be that did it for a reason. You know? Now, I don't know. Maybe those of you that live in that area that may be affected because people died, obviously. But there got to be a reason why that happened. And why would a ship, a cargo ship or whatever, bringing in supply and all these containers, how could that even happen? So when you have stories like that, right? And at the same time, you have the whole Diddy commotion going on, it almost make you kind of wonder, like, what's going on? Because that's going to affect a lot of people, you know? So, okay, you got into Diddy's mansion, you got into the safe. It says that they took his electronics. That's what it says. Check it out.
And for more on this investigation, let's bring in former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker.
Notice what it says in the caption. It says feds seized Diddy's electronics in raids. So they went there and they gathered up all of his computers, cameras. He probably had also, look, when they say electronics, right? They're not just talking about laptops and computers. They're talking about anything like cameras too. Let's say, for example, he have Ring cameras. They'll take that too. And they'll download everything from the computer because typically if you have Ring cameras or any sort of Ring-related camera surveillance systems, it has an entire history of people who come and go from the residence. So it'll give them a blueprint of everything that's been going on to see if there's a pattern of some sort of activity that can tie Diddy to what they believe him to be doing. And it's crazy that in today's day, you can have property and the powers that be can just do this. Now, I'm not saying, there aren't people out there that deserve to be rated because they're up to evil deeds and whatnot. But I'm just saying, like, isn't it amazing that in America, you could be a billionaire and Homeland Security could just say, listen, none of that mean anything. We're just going to walk in your house, do what we want, and you can't do nothing about it. I think that's crazy. Even if Diddy's guilty for things, I just think it's crazy that you can have property and someone could just come in there and just do whatever they want because they're the law. I think that's crazy. That means that you're really not free.
Type cases. Neither the FBI or HSI will engage in small one-off, one or two, prostitution rings and that sort of thing. If they're working this case, there are every indications that this is a serious, significant human trafficking ring here.
Okay, if it's a ring, who else is involved? There's no way Diddy could be doing all of this by himself. And I'm not defending Diddy at all. My thing is, if there's a trafficking ring, who are all the key players? Are there other industry people that may be involved with this? What's going on? Where's the evidence? Where's the exact proof? Well, when it comes to taking out all black men that have power, I wouldn't consider Diddy to be a man that has power. To me, power is when a man has not only money, but also integrity and truth. And he's making changes within the community. Diddy is not doing that. He just has money. But when it comes to a man that is changing the community and changing and developing his people, he's not doing that. So I don't consider him to be a man of power that the powers that be want to take out. I personally believe, this is just my take, is that P. Diddy was due for a blood sacrifice and he didn't offer up that sacrifice. And because of that, they're coming after him now. Think about it. They're coming after him hard body. They're not playing with him right now.
Yep. Yeah, and I just want to kind of go one further with you on that, because here is former federal prosecutor Andrew Cherkasky, what he had to say about this.
They allege everything from rape to sex trafficking to being drugged, and then also things like sexual harassment and other workplace type violence or abuses that are going on. I put this somewhere in between a Harvey Weinstein and an R. Kelly type of case.
Think about what they're saying here. Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly case. Now, first thing you have to understand about the powers that be is that these individuals that you normally see on these news programs, these be the people that be involved in these ungodly things. These are not innocent people now. The people that be doing the actual accusing normally be the predators. They're just not getting a cut of whatever is going on. And normally when things like this is happening, there must be money that's being made. I mean, the feds is not going to get involved if somebody ain't making some sort of money. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if it's destroying people, they don't really care. It's just like in the black community. If the black community have nothing but gang violence and crime, nobody cares. Nobody really cares because we're technically killing ourselves, so that's helping them. So when it comes to this situation here, they're seeing it as a possible underground business or some sort where very high-profile men are able to indulge in a secret lifestyle of pleasure with women underage. It doesn't really matter. So this is probably what is going on, where big money is being made, where men of means is paying money and able to get the pleasures they want, because this is how it is in today's day. You got a lot of guys that make a lot of money and they're sick in their head. They're mentally sick. We're talking about some weirdos, but they got a lot of money. And what they'll do is they don't just want a woman that look attractive and beautiful. These type of guys will pay top dollar for underage girls, women that come from a certain area that they deemed more limited to find, or whatever the case is, or even young boys or young men from different places. These type of sickos, they pay money for this. Now remember, when the whole Cassie situation came out, what they said that Diddy had, these private Diddy parties where he would have, male entertainers or strippers or whatever the case is. They would come in and they would blow out the back of Cassie while he sit there and watch in pleasure. So if you think about these ritual type of lifestyles that these people have, look, when you're rich, famous, and you got all of this money that, it's like you have money forever. Life becomes boring. So to entertain yourself, you got to do some wild things now. The average encounters with women is not the same anymore. So these guys that got money, they'll pay other men to bang a woman in front of him so that he could watch it. In other words, rather than watching Pornhub, I'll just watch it right in front of me. You got guys like that, sick. They'll let another man bang their woman. They get pleasure out of seeing another man bang their woman. That's what they do. They're sick. So when we look at the Diddy situation, for them to even gain entry into his estate and search, they found something in those safes. Now, it could be something that have nothing to do with trafficking. You gotta, look, I understand what the media is putting out there in terms of trafficking, but they could be doing that also as a distraction, where our mind is focusing on P. Diddy is trafficking women and children, and he's doing this. And we thinking one thing, whereas the powers that be is looking for something else. Some documents he may have. He may have information on something that they want and they've been trying to get for many, many years. And the way they trick us is they put the headlines, P. Diddy trafficking and this and that and all this other stuff, and we buy into it because, people love drama. People love drama on social media, man. So people buy into it, especially when he's been accused of a lot of different things, where they buy into it. Because if Homeland Security raided his house, raided his different properties, okay, what did they find? Okay, we seized his electronic items. All right. Why? Why? I mean, why would you just seize it and not know what's on it? Put it together. A lot of these operations that you see where they bring in this heavy artillery, it don't be what we think it is, y'all. It don't be what we think it is sometimes. Our perception will tell us he must have had something hiding on his computers. I doubt that. I think that this is more about something totally different that only P. Diddy know. That's why we saw him in the video pacing back and forth. That's why. Because he know by them searching his house, they got the information now. I mean, why would he keep computers in his house with some sort of trafficking content or anything with underage girls in his residence, knowing all the controversy going on? You got to be really slow and dumb to do that. You got to be slow to do that. Let's go back to the tape.
And for more on this investigation, let's bring in former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker. Chris, great to have you on the show. I mean, the big headline there is kind of what we
drugged, and then also things like sexual harassment and other workplace type violence or abuses that are going on. I put this somewhere in between a Harvey Weinstein and an R. Kelly type of case. So I think that the criminal aspects are something that have to be deeply investigated.
Do you see that? Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly type of case. So they're using the same MO at this point. They're using the same MO that they use with R. Kelly, right? Same thing. And again, when you look at these guys that you see on the screen, these are the real predators, you know? You think those two men right there are stand-up guys? You think they're law-abiding citizens? Y'all really believe that? See, I'm woke, and I understand that everything you see on the news is not really real. You understand? It's a play. It's a game that they keep playing with our minds, and they have us tuned in thinking one thing, but these are all agents in the Matrix.
In other words, he's saying, Chris, this is a significant case, and now you've got the, you've got the Southern District of New York involved in this. A lot of heavy hitters in that area.
A lot of heavy hitters in that area.
So it really looks like, Sean Combs, Diddy, is in some trouble.
It appears so. I mean, the question is, since they're issuing some disclaimers about him being the target, is he really the target? I mean, it sure seems so. I mean, logic would tell you they're going to his house, going to both houses. They're focusing on his two sons. They have them in zip ties. During the course of the search warrants, they may have searched his airplane at Opa-locka and detained some people at Opa-locka Airport, which I work down in Miami. That's an airport of some notoriety. It's a small airport. Used to be a smuggler's airport. So, there's a lot to work with here. And I guess it all rolls back around to it's a pretty significant investigation if you've got HSI going to all this trouble out of the Southern District of New York, which is a serious district.
Yeah.
So they have his sons in handcuffs or zip ties, as they said. Okay. What exactly is the next steps? Are they the target? Is it Diddy's sons? Are they a part of it? What's going on? And what did they find? Is this another distraction, another play? What is going on here? Because they ransacked the house. You know what I mean? Like I said, they ransacked the house. Now, all of this wiring and all this other stuff here, this could be surveillance, some sort of systems or whatever the case is, and they're trying to figure out where is the source of where the data is being stored. That's my first initial thought. Like when I look at this based on my training, the first thing I'm thinking of is this is a system, and when they got entry of the residence, they're looking for where all this data is being stored. Because there's a lot of stuff in this house, and I know he has surveillance in there. I know he got great surveillance in there, and it probably has a backup file of a lot of people that come to the house, outside cameras, all of that type of stuff. And they have everything. So they took all his electronics. When they say electronics, it includes cameras, hard drives, laptops, anything that can store data, and they take that and they're gonna use their technology to go through it. For example, a lot of you that have computers, right? A lot of you that have computers, and when you delete something on your computer, you think that it's really deleted? No, it's not. Anything that you do on your computer is on your computer. Do you understand me? Oh, I deleted it. It's not deleted. It's not deleted. It's like if you have an old computer and you throw the hard drive out, you better destroy it. You better destroy the disk. You better destroy it completely, because in the right hands, they can restore what was on those drives. And it'll be shocking what they find. People do it all the time. You have a lot of techs out here, a lot of geeks out here that know their way around systems, and it can really mess you up. It's like, let's say you have an old phone. An old phone can bring up data that can be very embarrassing for some of you if somebody got a hold of that. Like if you throw out a cell phone, it is good to destroy the cell phone. I'm talking about destroy it completely and before you discard it, right? Because it will get into the hands of the right person and they'll go to work, and before you know it, they'll have access to your data. Very, very dangerous. That's a lot of wiring to have behind a monitor. So this is not a normal, regular TV setup. This monitor that you see on the wall is not for a TV, as if though you're watching the TV. Based on what I know, this screen is a monitor that have surveillance. That is what you're looking at right now. You're not looking at a, some cable TV network. No. This right here is a monitor that when you're in a particular area of the residence, you can have access to what's going on either outside or inside. And you can literally be in one room and watching other rooms from a monitor. That's what that is right there. Trust me, that's what that is right there. That's why they're showing it. See, they all inside the office. You know what I mean? They probably went through a lot of stuff. Let me see if we can get closer. Trust me, man. They got some things from here, man. They got some things from in here. Let me see. They even destroyed the bear. They got the safe, man. What was in that safe, man? What did they get from the safe, y'all? What did they get? They probably took his money and everything from the safe, y'all. This is crazy, man. Let me put this full screen so that you're able to see it better. So you got pills, you got things in this dresser. So they just invade all your privacy. All your privacy. Is that somebody's bed right there? Look like somebody's bed, right? That looked like somebody's bed right next to it. Yeah, it is. Now, this could be, I don't know whose room is this, because we know Diddy wear them white shoes, but then again, you see some Uggs over there. So this could be a girl's room. I don't know if Diddy he has daughters, right? So that's probably one of their rooms. Yeah, I would assume this is a female's room. Once you see those Ugg boots there, definitely a female's room. But I mean, if this is a search warrant for Diddy, is it really necessary to go through kids' rooms? I mean, I understand how search warrants work, but I mean, is it really necessary to trash their room? Why don't you just focus on Diddy rooms where Diddy would be in? But then again, they don't care, man. Some people will put their hidden items in their kids' rooms. So I guess that's probably why they'll ransack everything. They don't care. Somebody else's closet right here. Bathroom. Definitely, this is probably a bathroom within the bedroom because you see a bonnet on the floor. So that's probably the same female's bedroom where the closet is because you see a bonnet on the floor. So if you just put it together, you see all these bins with all this mess. Men don't have nothing like this. This is all female areas here. A man's bathroom never looked like this. This is a female's area here. Guaranteed. Again, those safes, they had them open. Somebody was able to gain entry. I don't know how they got in them, but they got in them. Without no code. Without no code, no fingerprints, no nothing. They were able to get in there. It's definitely a girl's room because you see a teddy bear on the bed. Some sort of bear or whatever on the bed. No way that's a dude's bedroom. So, that's crazy. I mean, they come home, the whole place is destroyed. The Container Store case is destroyed. The safe they got in, they took the bread, they took the loot. I'm surprised they didn't take any of the memorabilia stuff. You know? Let me see. That place right there, I don't know why they got all that junk in that place, man. Because I'm not sure if that's a water heater back there or I'm not sure, but to have all of that combustible stuff all around in there, that's first of all, that's a hazard. Because I'm looking at that in the back there. You see that, those container things? Could be a water heater or like a boiler. But why would it be there with all this junk around? That's not safe. And sometimes you be wondering, like, these are supposed to be millionaires. You would expect the place to be more tidy, but then again, that's why you're never supposed to judge books by its covers, because a lot of times people could look very rich and clean and lavish on the outside, and on the inside where they live, it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game, fam. So the way I see it, the feds destroyed his place. They probably sending a warning to Diddy. This could be a warning to let him know you need to offer up that blood sacrifice. Didn't he recently have a kid or something like that? I'm trying to think. And for those that don't understand this blood sacrifice stuff, this stuff is real. This stuff is real. I think that he's due. And he probably didn't want to offer up his newborn if he had one recently, but for this to be happening now, they're sending a warning to him saying, look, you need to get back in line and do what we want you to do. You got all this money, all this property, all this land, you're getting out of pocket now. So if you don't, we're going to take you out. You heard what the news reporter said. This is like a Harvey Weinstein situation, an R. Kelly situation. Come on now. This is how they take out these men. They fabricate stuff, bring it into the court of public opinion. And I'm not saying that the stories is fake. You never know. Maybe he's involved with some trafficking. But all I'm saying is, if they ransacked his house, okay, where's the evidence? Give us the proof. Because if not, then they playing games with our mind. You know? Yeah, Diddy is overdue for a sacrifice. You know, the last sacrifice that I can recall was the baby mama. That woman that died, that was a blood sacrifice, y'all. He took her out. And when he took her out, he grew in more success. If you go back and you look at, I believe it was Porter or something along those lines. If you go back and you look at when Diddy was with that woman, once she checked out, Diddy grew in success. He grew in success. Go back and look at the timeline. Allegedly. Somebody, T-Bird said allegedly. Yep, he didn't offer up a family yet. And normally when you do blood sacrifices, they want you to offer up somebody that's close to you that you love. It got to be somebody that you love dearly. This is why when you look throughout the industry, you see these rappers, these sports guys, these actors, it's either their father get offered up, a brother, a cousin, somebody get in a car wreck, something happens. Somebody's going to be sacrificed in order for their success to continue to go. You know? I believe he took out Kim Porter, fam. I don't care what nobody say. I believe she was offered up as a sacrifice. Because as soon as she was deleted, he grew in success. And that's normally what happens with a lot of these guys. Just look at these rappers. Anytime they grow in success, go look at their family. Somebody died. Somebody died. Somebody always die as a sacrifice. Once you pay that sacrifice, the powers that be leave you alone. The reason why they come after these guys is either they're involved in some dirt. Think about this. Diddy has always been doing dirt. He always been doing dirt. So why now? He been doing dirt way back. Y'all saw the whole Cassie situation. He been violating that woman since she was like, what, 19 years old, I believe it was, when they got together? Was she 19? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe she was 19. I believe she was 19. And this is normal in the music business. You'll have a fresh face, a pretty young lady. She's saying she'll get in front of these executives, and it's not about talent. Nobody cares about that in the industry. These guys want to sleep with these young ladies, man. And once you walk through that door, it's not about, oh, I want to take you to the studio. You're so talented. Nah, man. They take you under their wing. They drug you. They give you drinks. And before you know it, they blowing your back out. And once they do that, they got you hooked in because they already put heavy meat inside of you. That's normally what happens. So she was 19, right? She might have been younger, and we found out she was 19. That could be another thing, too. Just like with the whole thing with R. Kelly, you know, people looking at R. Kelly like he's the monster. But the thing is, in the industry, especially during that time, all of those executives were doing the same thing. All of them was doing the same thing. Come on now. You think the Playboy Mansion was filled with women that were like of age or whatever the case is? No. They were filled with young women, fam. So Diddy is guilty. Diddy is guilty for a lot of things. All I'm saying is, I don't like when the powers that be distract us with these severe charges now. Like, but you ain't find nothing? Now, it's one thing if they raided his house and they found tapes. P. Diddy on a tape. Now we cooking. But would he keep those tapes in his house, knowing that they're on to him? I don't think so. You would be stupid to do that. If anything, you'll be home destroying those tapes, burning them. You don't want to have no evidence. So that means that somebody tipped off Homeland Security? How did they have time to get a warrant? How do they have time to even know that there's a possibility that something is in that house that can tie Diddy to these allegations? Did Diddy mess with somebody from Homeland Security's daughter? I'm just saying, I'm just asking the questions. Could it be that really what this is really all about is Diddy may have gotten with a young lady and her parents work for the government, or her parents work for some federal agencies, and the parents didn't like the fact that Diddy was with her, and this young lady may have went to the parents and said, look, he made me do this and he made me do that. And they was like, what? And they decided to do this. You said Diddy probably has 3 private planes in the air. Because we've seen stuff like this happen many times where a family of a particular young woman is very angry that their daughter was with someone. And they'll raise all sorts of awareness about it that will bring pressure on these individuals. It could be a situation like that too. Yeah, the Cassie situation was the warning shot, but the thing is, if that was the warning shot, Diddy would have had time to get rid of any evidence he had. And for Homeland Security, the feds and them to come raid his house, they had to have had surveillance on him the whole time, which means they were watching him the whole time. Phones being tapped, computers are tapped. I think you all need to understand this. Like, your computers can be tapped by the government, which means if you got a camera on your computer right now, any sort of laptop and it got a camera or whatever the case is, please understand, ladies and gentlemen, please understand. The powers that be can have access to your computer. So then you come out the shower and you walk in your room and that camera on your computer is there, they watching you. I just want to let you know that. They're watching you. So if you're that type of person that's a little paranoid, you're concerned about those things, there's several things you can do. You can disable the camera that's on your system so nobody's not spying on you, because I promise you, I am telling you, with all the things that I know about tech, you're vulnerable. You know, like even with your cell phone. This? Oh, yeah. They watching you. They can hear you right through here. Yeah. They can know your location right from here. Case in point. Put a 1 in the chat if you had somebody, I guess your debit card was compromised and somebody made some charges with your debit card. How many of you, with a show of a 1, how many of you had that happen to you? Your credit card, your debit card, you got the notification from the bank, from the creditor, and it says, fraud alert. Somebody just charged your card $1,200. How many of you had that happen to you? Right? Okay. To the people that you had that happen to you, right? When you had to call your bank, when you call the bank, you call the fraud department. What did they tell you? Right? They asked you for your phone number. Right? Now, it's amazing that they would ask you for your phone number if I call them. I mean, if I called you, shouldn't you have my phone number already? I just called you. But no, what they're wanting to do is they want to hang up. And then what they're going to do is they're going to press their system on, their special system. And when you hang up and you give them your phone number, they're going to call you back. Not because they don't, well, it is because they don't trust you. When they call you back, on their end, on their system, it picks up your location. So if you said, those charges are not mine, and those charges came from Maryland somewhere, but you in New York, when they do that phone call, if your phone pop up in Maryland, in the same area where those charges took place, then they know you BSing. Because on their end, they know where the charges took place. It took place at a restaurant at so-and-so and so at such and such time. They got all that tech, all that data. They got the data. So if you're in New York, when they call you back, they know it's not you. That is how they're able to solve those cases and return your money to your bank. But if your phone rang and it shows that you're right in the same area where the charge took place, you got. And that's how they do things when it comes to fraud and how they do their quick investigation when you have those type of situations. Now, there might be a situation where you live in New York and somebody somehow hacked your card and they're able to look and somebody in New York did it. But as long as you're nowhere within the vicinity of that area, it shows that you're not that person. You know? And a lot of the times when you have your credit card or debit card hacked, it's normally an inside job. It's not like somebody stole your card. 'Cause some of you keep your card secured. Some of you don't even use your debit card in any store at all, ever. And it can still get compromised. Because somebody that works within these places, they gain access to our information. Nothing is really safe. This is why you got to be careful with everything you do. You know? I mean, Cassie already got justice already. If she got a settlement, she got justice already. Because remember, initially she didn't even talk about prison time for Diddy. Nor did they have, I guess, stone cold evidence. All they got is accusations and, well, he did this to me and he did that. Well, where's the proof? Proof is what people want. Said I rarely use my card. I'm using Apple Pay 9 times out of 10. Well, that's exactly how you should do. But even all of these different systems that we use can still be compromised. But as long as they don't have access to your main cards that you have on file, then that's good. Also, another good thing to do is whatchamacall that? Like virtual card numbers rather than your main number, but a virtual card number. That way they don't have access to the actual main number. And never use your debit card and stuff in stores. I don't know why people do that. You really trust people? I don't trust nobody. People literally will gather your info and do whatever they got to do, and you would never know. You know? Let me see. Carisha of City Girls has to be involved as well. What's happening is crazy. Or these celebrities, the last 5 years, more exposed the music industry in Hollywood. Everybody's being exposed. Remember, Cat Williams said this is the year of being exposed. A lot of people been exposed. I can't even count the amount of people that have been exposed thus far. A lot of people been outed and put on blast. You said they have devices that can copy your card when they walk by you. Well, that's why you shouldn't have your debit card with you in the first place. You know, there's other ways of making payments and whatnot, because I know that these cards have these chips and stuff inside them. That's probably what you're talking about, where it's like they just scan you. That's why all of this tech is really dangerous. Should keep your debit card and stuff home. You know what I mean? Use virtual cards and whatnot. Virtual cards are more safer. Or just use other forms of payment. Yeah, even ordinary people been exposed. People being exposed left and right. Sure, I got to expose people at the end of the day. I got to expose a few people too. Crazy year so far. Do anyone in the chat that's viewing right now actually live in the area where the bridge had fell? Do anyone actually live in that area where the bridge situation went down? Maybe you don't want nobody to know where you live. Probably you don't want to say. But so you got a few people that's there. Okay, my question is, I believe it was Baltimore. My question is, the bridge, is that bridge a common bridge that everybody has to use all the time? Like, in other words, to get from A to B. Meaning if that bridge go down, you're in a mess. Is it one of them situations? Because that's like if you in New York and the Brooklyn Bridge go out and the Manhattan Bridge go out, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of problems. I mean, there's other ways, there's other, bridges to get, around certain things, and there's certain ways to get around. But I'm saying if you take out a major bridge in a city, that can cause a lot of problems. He said million people a month use that particular bridge. Wow. That bridge fell during the devil's hours between 12 a.m. and 3 p.m. I don't think that situation was an accident, though. I don't think it was an accident. I think they purposely wanted that bridge down, because based on what I'm hearing, they said that there were workers that were also working on the bridge too. And they're unaccounted for, which means they're presumed to be dead right now. So I'm trying to figure out at that time in the morning, it's like you had these people working. It ain't adding up. Why would they be working on the bridge? I mean, did they cause it? What really happened? We'll never know. You know? The dude ran straight into the bridge. But maybe nobody was in the ship. It could have been remote control. They could have wanted to purposely do that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff we see on the news, we think it's real and it be a staged event. Not saying that it's not real, but who's the person that was on the ship? Did they interview that person? If not, then you got to question what's going on. 6 dead, 2 alive. Did look like they were explosive. Because look, listen, people, man, come on now. Y'all smart enough to know this. That bridge didn't fall down because of no ship, man. That bridge, look at the aftermath. Look at the aftermath. If that boat hit the bridge, part of the bridge would still be up on both sides. There's no way that whole bridge just come down. The whole thing, everything? Sounds like they're trying to prevent people from escaping, man. If you go look at the video and look at exactly the aftermath, that does not show the signs of a ship hitting a bridge and everything come down. I'm not buying that. It defies logic. It don't make sense. Because that would be a weak bridge for it to just fall like that. And then again, why would that ship be there? Why would that ship be there? Come on, man. Make it make sense. You're going to tell me an experienced sailor that is navigating with cargo don't know where he's going, don't know where she's going? Come on, man. Pick it up. Come on, man. You're smart. You should be able to figure this out. And I wasn't even going to talk about that situation, because that's for the emergency crews and whatnot to figure out. I just know that a lot of the things that we see on TV, on the news, typically it be false flag situations, staged events, things to distract us, things that they want to happen. It's not like an accident, because it defies what makes sense. You know, it's not making sense. I'm looking at, it's not making sense. If it crashes in, it would literally hold the bridge. It would literally hold. It wouldn't even fall. It'll be wrecked. But another thing, if it took out the bridge, it would keep going straight through and keep going and then stop. It stopped right at the bridge. There's no way that whole bridge just went out and the ship is just sitting there right there. I'm not buying it. I'm not dumb. You can't buy it. They cannot fool me with these images. I'm too intelligent for that. Other people will buy into it and believe it and be like, it's so messed up, I can't believe it. I'm not buying it. Yeah, right. Joan says, exactly. Check how it collapsed. Come on, man. It's in pieces here, pieces there, pieces there, pieces there. Come on, man. They said somebody was working on the bridge, man. We know what they were working on, man. I'm not even going to go in to all the details, but y'all could pretty much read my mind on what I'm saying, man. This is crazy, man. And then again, here's another thing. If you're in Baltimore at the time when the bridge fell down, right? Is it a lot of traffic that be on the bridge? Or is it more mild and, you know, just a few cars here and there? Because if that's the case, they picked the appropriate time to do whatever they had to do. Come on now. Because it would have been even more severe and tragic if this was done during a time when it's a high volume of traffic. I mean, you already know, Mikey J. I don't even have to go into it because, you know, social media is very weird. So you have to kind of watch everything you say. But we on the same page. You know what I mean? I'm not dumb. I can look at things and I can see based on how it is. That's not a typical situation of a ship hitting a bridge. And no, I ain't buying that. I'm not buying it. The structure of the structure of a bridge is very strong. It don't just topple over and it's all in little pieces everywhere. Get what I'm saying? It looked like a situation where somebody wanted a new bridge. Again, look at the time the bridge fell. Most likely less traffic. And, you know, it's unfortunate. Some people got caught up in the whatever went down. But I'm not buying the initial story. I'm not buying that. That's my opinion. I just don't see it that way. Are you serious, Tyler? Tyler says at Ringo, there's a Simpson episode of the bridge falling. It's planned. Wow. You ever notice that a lot of the things that we seen and things that happen in society, it's always in a cartoon? It's always in a cartoon, as if though these things have already been pre-planned and they're just waiting for the appropriate time. See, when people do things, it's hidden. They're not going to make it obvious. But I'm not buying that a ship just hit a bridge and it just fell down completely. I'm not buying that. You know? It immediately pops up when you search on YouTube too. Yeah, because they want you to talk about it. They want you to talk about, and they want you to show the video and the images everywhere. That's why I'm not going to really show any of that. I didn't even want to talk about it. I just know what I know. I looked at the video clips. I looked at what it is, and based on what I'm seeing, it's not consistent with a bridge falling due to a ship hitting it. They don't make no sense. I mean, what is the bridge on? Threads? Makes no sense. There has to be columns in different sections. So what kind of bridge is that? Matter of fact, I would like to do a little research on that to find out how the bridge actually looked before collapse. And I can prove to you that there's no way that happened. Because all you got to do is just study how bridges are structured. You have to have columns. You have to have the structure that support the weight. And each of these particular areas of a bridge can manage the load bearing, the load bearing sections of the bridges is what hold everything up. So if a ship hit one part, how does everything fall? What do you take me for, a fool? They don't make no sense. They don't make no sense. That's like if a big ship hit the Brooklyn Bridge, it'll hit, but the whole bridge ain't coming down. That don't make no sense. That defies the laws of gravity. It makes no sense. Come on now. But again, in the public, they tell y'all anything and everybody believe it. Like I said, after the stream, I'm going to literally go and look for what that bridge looked like before collapse. And then I'm going to go look at the footage of the ship, and I'm going to look at the damage, and I can guarantee you it's not going to make sense. It's not going to be consistent with it. Caramel said that bridge was old. There's a lot of bridges that are old. Brooklyn Bridge is old. Manhattan Bridge is very old. All those bridges are old, super old. But they always doing work on them to, I guess, update the structural integrity of the bridge. But all of these bridges are old. Every bridge in New York is old. You know what I'm saying? Many, many years old. These bridges are older than me. You know? They maintain them though, and check them often. Yeah, people that do work on bridges, they check them literally all the time. That's their job. They gotta get up under the bridges. They check different things, make sure everything is structured right. They do various work, welding, all sorts of different things they do on these bridges. I see it all the time. because they have to keep up with the bridges. Due to all of the back and forth, it can really wear and tear. A lot of people, homes are old and still standing. Yeah. Let me see. You said somebody spamming the chat. What's going on, Tracy? I see you in the building. You said don't block me, Unc. What's your point? You might mess around and get blocked. Quit spamming the chat, please. Somebody spamming the chat. I don't know. What's going on, V-Dub man? See V-Dub man in the building. What's going on? So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, my final words on the situation with Diddy, because I know we went on a little tangent about ships and the Baltimore situation. I didn't really even want to talk about that, but you know, it is what it is. But with the Diddy situation, I believe that they got information from his electronics, and they're trying to find something. It could be somebody else that they're looking for that's connected with Diddy that may know Diddy, and that's why Diddy's name is all in this. Because trust me, if Diddy had any sort of evidence on his computers or whatever the case is, they would have already done exposed that already. This information would have been done, leaked out already. With that raid, I don't believe they got anything. I believe they came up empty-handed. I don't know. It could be vice versa, man. I think that if they would have got something, we would have heard about it already. I don't think they would have had it. I don't think they got anything. I think they just took his personal electronics, and they're gonna try to find something. And I think it's kind of dangerous because they could plant things on his computers. This is what's so dangerous about this. If the feds are able to take your computers, you don't think they could plant something on them? If the feds can take your laptop, take your desktop computer, obviously they can search it, right? Okay, if they can search it, can't they plant something on it too? So how do you know that, let's say they pop up and they say, we found videos on Diddy's computers of underage girls doing unthinkable things. How do we know they really found it or they planted it? You see what I mean? It's crazy. You said we got some trolls. That's not no P. Diddy, man. Come on, y'all. That's just another troll. I mean, people do anything for 5 minutes of fame on social media, man. Well, if it is Diddy, man, even though I know it's not Diddy, man, you need to turn yourself in, bro. You really need to turn yourself in and do what you need to do, man, because it don't make no sense you out here wilding out like this. But that's definitely a troll. You know. Anyway, we're going to get up on out of here, y'all. Do what we got to do. Yeah. I got to do another stream later on. Got to do another stream. I got to get me something to eat. So, hey, y'all take care. You like the content we do over here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, first time stopping by, whatever the case is, hey, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, click the notification bell for all. Don't just click the notification bell, click it and click for all notifications. Because what YouTube do is YouTube only send 20% of your subscribers notifications. That's how they do it. They don't send everybody a notification. A lot of times when you guys say, I didn't get a notification, Ringo, I don't know what's going on. The way it works is YouTube sends out 3 notifications in a 24-hour period. So the way it works is if you go live and that's your first video for the day, YouTube sent out notifications to 20% of your subscriber base. 20%. That's it. And that's a lot if you really think about it. That's a lot of people they send it out to. But does that mean that everybody in the subscriber base is going to come to your channel to actually watch the video? Not necessarily. You know? So if you use up your 3 notifications, let's say you did a live stream, notification 1, you do an upload and you host it as a premiere. That's notification number 2. And if you did another premiere and you made it a premiere, notification number 3. So there's no more notifications being sent out. The only way you'll be able to have people that will view your live shows is if you're talking about a popular topic of interest. That's when the algorithm begin to push your video to audiences that are searching for that topic. But you have 3 opportunities in a day to get notifications out there. So if you don't get notification, it's because YouTube didn't send it to you on purpose, meaning you're not a part of that 20%. It really sucks, if you ask me. And with me, what's interesting about my content is when I talk about real topics that are very, very serious educational topics that can help a lot of people, it don't get no views. If I talk about topics that deals with drama with like celebrities, P. Diddy, madness, he said, she said, a certain pastor caught in a scandal, some madness, 100,000 views easy. I don't know what it is. It's really weird. And this is pretty much why I believe a lot of content creators, they just focus on that kind of content and you never see them teaching or educating anyone. Never. It's like they only focus on those kind of topics. And that's why they get all those views. It's not because they're talented. It's because the reason why is people are interested in hearing about those stories. You know, it's not because you're just this great content creator that's so talented. No, the people actually want to see what's going on. It's like when Diddy had his homes being raided, everybody on social media went live at the same time. That's all you saw. Diddy home raids, Diddy home raids. That's all you heard. And my thing is, how many people is going to post the same video? It's got to be boring, right? Imagine as a viewer, you come on social media to look, and everybody's live talking about the same topic. You're looking at the place like, and they all showing you the same clips of the sons in handcuffs or whatever the case is. I mean, that's boring because everybody's doing the same thing. So the only thing that's going to really separate people from other creators is your commentary. In other words, how good at you at speaking, how good at you at keeping the viewers engaged with whatever you're talking about. Are you making the story interesting? Are you adding any sort of intellectual value to it? Are you asking particular questions and whatnot? You know, are you interacting with your audience? Things like that. Ringo, you notice Jamie Foxx been real quiet? Yeah, man. Oh, I forgot. That's a woman. Wait a minute. I didn't even look and see his caramel. I didn't see. I said, yeah, man. Yeah, Jamie Foxx been very, very quiet. Because remember, that's not really Jamie Foxx. That's the clone. We're going to have to probably go see what's going on with Jamie Foxx, man. Because this is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy. Let me go see what's going on Instagram real fast and see what's happening. Let me go there real quick. See what Jamie Foxx is doing. Let me see. Jamie Foxx. Let's see. This man's social media page don't even look normal, man. This is not Jamie Foxx no more, y'all. I'm telling you. His social media page look weird. It's not consistent with the Jamie Foxx of old. Whoever's posting his stuff is not Jamie Foxx. You can tell by the likes that nobody's really feeling anything, because think about this. He have 17 million followers, but the things that he's posting, 1,000 likes, 2,000 likes, it's not really popping. With that many followers, you're supposed to have hundreds of thousands of likes. And it's like they're only posting stuff that will, I guess, make people click the like button. You know? Yeah. That's not Jamie Foxx's page no more. Like I said, ever since he got ill, he haven't been the same person anymore. So that's no longer Jamie Foxx. I warned y'all about that in previous videos when we went live before. I made it very clear that that's not Jamie Foxx. That's somebody else. I don't know who, but that's not Jamie Foxx. But we'll probably do an update video about him, because I'm gonna be pretty much doing my series with Steven Twitch Boss. We gotta reopen the case and talk about the wife. So I'm gonna pretty much try to focus on that. But I want to do those videos more as a documentary like style. That's why I'm trying to get my camera set up, my new camera rig, because what I want to do is I want to do documentary style films regarding the Steven Twitch Boss situation in 4K. So it's not going to be videos where I just go live and I talk about things. I want to make the videos professional. I want to make them where they're like a movie documentary style, where the camera angles is nice. I want to do them like that, where it has great replay value. And it's something you would look at from the beginning to the end, because the information is just so good. It makes you want to just watch it. You'll watch it over and over because it's like a movie. That's how I'm trying to get back into my roots of how I used to do content back in the day, because I used to do documentary style content. And I found that those videos back in the day that I used to do used to get me hundreds of thousands of views. And it took a little longer to make because you have to edit the videos. And I think that's one of the missing elements, is that in today's culture right now on social media, is like we do a lot of live streaming, which is good. Live streaming is good. Doing quick pre-recorded videos is good. But when you put a lot of effort in a video, like a lot of effort into the production, I think the viewer appreciates that. Because when they look at it, they can tell, they're like, wow, this video, I could tell he did a lot of work, man. A lot of research behind this. And it's just, to me, it's a valuable video. So that's what I want to get into. So I got to pick up a few more things. I'll probably show you what I bought. Well, I didn't buy it yet. I got to put the order through, but I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. I'll show you what I bought for the camera rig, you know, because I'm putting it together. And the things that I'm buying for the camera rig is not designed to make your image quality better. It's designed to make your workflow better and whatnot. So I'm going to look into that. I got to buy a matte box too. I got to look into that, but I got to do some research on it before I purchase it. I really wish I had another me to hold the camera to film, because it's like I know what I want when filming, but I can't film myself the way I want to film myself. So I guess there's some techniques I got to do. Like, I know what to do. I mean, I got all the different equipment to do different things, like to set up, because it's all about setting up the shoot to give you that cinematic look. That's what I'm striving for. The cinematic interview documentary style look. I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about, where you saw a very interesting documentary and you saw the subject and they're sitting there and the scenery looks nice in the background. They're talking. It has good lighting, very cinematic looking, and they're talking, and it has some music in the background, and the camera footage is moving, meaning that the camera is on a motorized dolly, and it just has this nice look. That's what I'm focusing on. You know? No, not a Mac box, a matte, MATT box. That's what you put on front of the camera, and to get different, shades and the way it helps with your image. You can create different image styles for your footage. Because a lot of times people don't know that when you have a camera and you just shoot in regular, light will hit your lens. When light hit your lens, it could change the whole scene. It could change the way the image look. So when you have a matte box and whatnot, that really does help with your image quality. At least that helps with the image quality. And your lens, the type of lens that you're using, and so on and so forth. So we're going to get up on out of here. I'm going to get me something to eat. I'll show y'all what I pick up tomorrow. I got a lot of different things that I have to pick up for the rig, because I really want to shoot 4K videos. Not just to make a video in 4K. That's not entertaining. That's not really good. Just making a video in 4K don't mean nothing. I'm focusing on cinematic content. Cinematic content. Anybody can grab a phone and record a video in 4K. That's boring. Anybody can do that. But when you make a cinematic video in 4K, that's the game changer. That looks very, very nice, which means if you have a big television at home, 60-inch screen, if I upload my videos in 4K resolution and you turn that TV on and you see how that image quality look, you're going to be like, whoa. It's going to be so lifelike. It's going to make you want to keep watching my videos. And that's something that I strive to perfect. Now, when you're streaming, of course, the image quality look good while streaming, but you want to have that cinematic look in 4K, Ringo, are you cloned? Not yet. I don't think I am. What I meant was, like, if I had like a twin brother or something like that understood because if you have a twin, typically if you're a twin, y'all think alike. So it's like a twin brother would know more or less what I'm thinking. So if I'm like, look, we're going to do this shoot, we're going to do this, we're going to go film this documentary, we're going to do this. I know that if he's using the camera, he'll be able to move the camera in the way that I need. You know what I mean? Speaking of camera, see, that's the thing, man. It's like, if I'm filming myself, it's going to be a different thing, because what I'm going to get is like one of them stabilizers for the camera. But the thing is, I don't know what kind of stabilizer to get yet, because I haven't built the rig yet. Now, I don't want to build the rig to the point where it's heavy and you can't even hold the camera up. You know what I mean? This is why a lot of times when these guys are making these camera rigs for their cinematography, it's like they make them lightweight with, less heavy parts on them, because you don't want to be lugging around a heavy camera, you know, you don't want to do that. So you want to keep it balanced. So I might have to get one of those stabilizers where you put on like a vest or something, and then you connect the camera to it, and then you're able to move around and do what you need to do. Like if you're filming, that's one of the things that you could do. But see, if I'm doing any sort of work like that, I don't want to be out and about where it's like too many people, because when you have a big cinema type camera rig, it draws in a lot of attention, and it kind of messes up the work because you'll have everybody looking into the camera. I know this from experience from filming back in the day. When people see a camera, they always want to do all of that type of stupid stuff, ruin the whole shoot, you know what I mean? Because you're not supposed to be seeing people do like waving in the cameras. People always doing it. I hate it. You know? You trying to be funny at Northern Dame? You trying to be funny? Answer the question quick. You said, so the feds trashed Diddy's home, and you trying to be funny? Answer the question, because I could pick up on your energy. So I'm going to help you out real quick. I don't like when people be sarcastic and disrespectful. So I'll take care of you real quick. Because the answer to your question can be found if you just start the video from the beginning. But when you pose that at that point, what you're basically saying is, enough of you talking about cameras and this and that, you're being rude and disruptive. So we're going to have to just take care of that real quick at the door. I can read people right away, people. I have that ability. And in their mind, they're saying to themselves, how in the world was he able to read me that fast? Because I'm blessed. I can pick up on energy. Let me see. You said, Ringo, no one has told you, shaking my head, you have Pastor Dow's thumbnail on this video. It's why there's 1,000 people. No, it's not because of that. It's because the title says the feds trashed Diddy's home. That's why. It's not because of any images of Pastor Dow or anything. And it doesn't matter if the thumbnail's with P. Diddy or what you said, Pastor Dow or whatever. That can always be changed. That's typical common mistakes that people make. Let me see. I mean, that's about it, man. But I gotta respond to a video that Pastor Dow made, because he made a video, and I gotta respond to that. I gotta respond to it. So, it is what it is. I gotta respond to it because, again, it's like, it's one of them things that I'm like, I don't know. Let me see. How long I've been streaming? An hour and change? Ag. And what's so funny is I made a thumbnail for this video and I never uploaded it. That's crazy. Let me see if I still got it. Because I know you know what it is? I got 2 windows open. One window have the start of the stream, and the other one I had open with the thumbnail in, and I didn't click save. I didn't click save. Let me do that real fast. So that means if I would have clicked it, I would have probably had more people over here. Let me see. Hold on a second. That's weird. I'm surprised that even happened. And none of y'all told me that I didn't have the proper thumbnail. That's messed up, y'all. Y'all not right for that one, man. People probably in there like, hold up. They in Diddy's home? That's crazy. Okay, so now you got the proper thumbnail now. Now it should be the proper thumbnail now. Let's see. Somebody came in with disrespect. Pack them up. If they doing that nonsense. Yeah, but I got to make another video regarding the Pastor Dow situation with this guy, Pastor Rufus. I got to make another video. And the reason why I have to is because nobody's going to. Nobody's going to, because everybody's afraid to speak about the real issues, and I'm not. Again, I'm not a part of anything. Nobody controls my tongue in terms of what I can or cannot say. If something is wrong, I am going to say it. And if it keep being wrong, I'm going to keep talking. That's my job. That's what I do. I don't know what it is with people. It's like, maybe YouTube just hides my videos, but at Daniel, I already talked about that. I already talked about that in a previous video. This is how I know that YouTube is not technically showing everybody the videos, but I'm surprised you didn't see it because I posted that video earlier, you know. And what's interesting about it is that particular video, let me see. I posted that video earlier, and it's at 48,000 views. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the court of public opinion, why is it that that video has 48,000 views? But yet, when I post videos related to biblical truth, real issues, things that really help people to develop themselves, it don't get 48,000 views. Are y'all seeing what I'm saying? So is it because my content sucks? Is it that? It can't be that. Or is it because people just like to hear drama? Is it that? Which one it is? Because it can't be that my content sucks. What it looks like is people want to hear the dirt. People don't really care about the truth. And that's why I'm saying that in order to really be successful on social media, you can't be a person that care. Meaning you can't really care about the community. You have to be a savage. And I know that sounds crazy for a viewer listening to me say it. You're like, wait a minute. Nah, you don't have to be a savage, bro. You know, all you gotta do is just speak the truth. And you know what I mean? I don't think you understand what I mean. On social media, right? In order to get views, numbers, and be successful, you have to not care about helping people, if that makes sense. You can't really show that you care. If you do, you're not going to get success because the algorithm is going to notice it. The algorithm is ran by AI. It can pretty much read my thoughts, my mind. It can tell that when I'm speaking to the community that I'm sincere. So because of that, it's not going to really show people the videos. But it will show videos that deals with stuff that is trending. And even when I'm sincere in those videos, it'll still promote those, which is weird. It's almost like the system promotes what it wants to promote. Think about that. Because what I'm saying is really true. It promotes what it wants to promote, man. I'm proving that. I post a 6-hour and 57-minute video of fire truth regarding the Pastor Dow and Pastor Rufus situation. That video was full of fire. I'm talking about quality content, breakdowns, everything. It only got 8,400 views. And I was online under 7 hours, man. That's crazy. But yet, I post a 10-minute video about P. Diddy. 48,000 views. And that video is going to get 100,000 views. I promise you. It's going to get 100,000 views. Anybody want to take any bets? It's going to have 100,000 views. And the reason why is because viewers want to see and hear about that. So on social media, a lot of times content creators are not really being themselves. They're just trying to post what they feel you want to watch. And to me, it's like, I understand posting about trending topics, things like that. But if all a content creator does is just focusing on what the next trending topic is, then if there's no trending topics no more, that channel falls. Because they built their reputation off of trending topics. They really had no original content. This is why I want to be doing my documentaries where I make original content that nobody got because I made it. I edited the whole video. You know? I mean, case in point, if you look at the video stream that I did, this is how I know that my documentary content is gold, right? If we just go back to, let's see, where we at? Because I understand my analytics and I understand what works and what don't work, right? I understand it, but at the same time, I like being me. So I like to talk about topics that represent me and what I like, as well as what people may find interesting too. But what I want to show you is what I mean by that, right? Let me see if I can find it for you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is the video? It's crazy how these videos. All right. Right. Like the video that I did with actor Demon Wilson, reveal why Kevin Samuels was eliminated. You know, that video got 140,000 views because I did it in a similar, like a documentary-like style. And normally when I do my videos like that, for some reason, it takes off in the algorithm. Now, I don't know. Maybe the algorithm like those kind of videos because of the way I made it, meaning the editing is movie-like. So it starts to feed that video to an audience that seek out that kind of information. You know? Another video that we have here, the video I did about TD Jakes, like my Surviving TD Jakes series. all of those series are like, they all took off in terms of the views. The views just went up because I did them in a style that I normally used to do back in the day. That's why I'm going to go back to my original flow, and it'll take a little longer to get the videos out, but the benefits of making documentary style content is my core values. Because believe it or not, even if it took me, let's say it took me 4 days to produce the video, to do all the editing and everything, when I release that video, the video is going to do so well, I won't even have to be putting out videos like every single minute, video, because I have one video going to take off. And this is why you have some content creators, they don't put out 10 videos a day, 5 videos a day. They'll put out like one video, probably every 2 days. Some people put out one video a day or one video every 2 days because the videos are doing so well, they could afford to relax a little bit. But when your video views are not going where it needs to go, you got to work harder. And it becomes very, very frustrating and tiresome. Trust me, a lot of content creators know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of truth to, you're supposed to be focusing on what people want. But in the midst of that, when you build your audience that actually appreciate you, you can introduce them to content that you're interested in that you feel they would like as well. But typically on social media, it's all about what people want to see. So the competition is based upon who can present the story the best. In other words, a trending topic come out, who can put out the story the best? That's it. Do the cargo ship sail through the smaller area of the bridge, or do they also go through the wider parts? Just thinking. Well, I don't even know. I don't even think that the ship belonged there. I don't even think the ship belonged there. Because the size of that ship compared to the bridge, that was going to happen either way. This is why I said it's not making sense. So, hey, we're going to get on out of here, y'all. Y'all take care. Let me shout some people out on this Cash App. And do what we got to do. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, shout out to Forever Studios for your support. Forever Studios, Jafar, and V Dubman for your support. So we're gonna do what we gotta do, man. It's like I was supposed to be on my trip this week, man. I was supposed to take this trip and had to postpone due to these plane tickets, man. I didn't know around these times, man. Them tickets be ultra expensive, man. Said, nah. I mean, tickets that normally be $1 and change, they want like 700 and some. I said, nah. You could keep them tickets for now, fam. I'll go next month. You know? That's crazy. Like, y'all robbing people with them plane tickets, man. Anybody out here work at the airport, man? They got the discount, fam? I need that discount, fam. Y'all know y'all all know somebody that could get y'all that discount, right? Somebody in that chat got the discount. I just gotta find out who it is. Yeah, 700 and change they want, man. I'm like, what? Y'all bugging. You know, but hey, we're going to get out of here, man. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Have a blessed day, blessed evening, blessed wherever you are, right? But more importantly, stay out of trouble. Watch your surroundings. Here in New York again, somebody got pushed into train tracks again, man. Like, they going wild in New York, man. I don't know what kind of sickness is in New York, but in New York, people are getting pushed in the tracks like every other day. Every other day. No cap. I'm not kidding. This is real. Don't believe the hype. When they talk all this talk about, the National Guard is whoever is, what is it? The National Guard is in the subways. That's BS. That's only in Times Square. Did you hear me? That's only in Times Square. That's not in all of New York. Subway systems. Only in the areas where the tourism is. That's the only place you'll see a heightened volume of police and people there. In the rest of New York, Brooklyn, all the boroughs, there's no police nowhere. Don't listen to none of these liars on the news. The so-called Adams guy. All these people are fake, fam. New York is Gotham City. Do you understand? People get pushed in the train tracks and die every other day in New York. That's a fact. Do you understand me? So if you're in New York, you're in the subway system, always watch your back. You know what I mean? Don't be standing on the edge of the tracks looking like this. Yo, I never do stuff like that, fam. Never do that. You got people in New York, they be in the subway system and they wait. They wait for the train to come. Because you know, like when the train is coming in, that's when people normally start getting at the platform. And they wait for you to go there. And then when the train is coming, they push you right in the damn tracks and you're dead. There's sick people in New York. Sickos. And I think that they purposely have people becoming like this because of something's doing it, man. They're going crazy. They're going crazy out here, man. Especially if you're a woman, be extra careful. Sit down in a seat and wait for the train. Don't be standing up. You know? Don't stand nowhere near a tracks. Sit down, have your back against a wall, and just kind of just chill and wait. Or stay by the steps and just kind of wait. That way you safe. When the train pull in, the doors open up, then you walk down the steps and you go on the train. Anyway, y'all take care. We're going to get on out of here. Half of the audience already done left. They got tired. They said, I'm done. He ain't talking about Diddy no more. Fam, we were talking about Diddy. We were talking about the house being destroyed. Go back to the beginning of the video. We already talked about it already. I've been on for damn near 2 hours now. We already talked about everything already. Go back to the beginning. Stop getting mad at me. So y'all take care. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV Reactions. It is what it is. Y'all take care. We out of here, man. Y'all take care. We out, we out, we out. I said we out, right? Okay, we out of here. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.